Hello, Dreamer subscribers and new visitors. Welcome to Turquoise Dreams Readings with yours truly, Zena. And I am back with another pick a pile reading. And in this one, we will be going through what important contract did I sign before birth? So, a little bit about soul contracts. For those of you, this is your first time ever hearing about what the hell a soul contract is. A soul contract simply is where you and the divine come together. You sign a contract stating whatever you're going to learn, the lessons you're going to learn here on while you're here on Earth, and what it is you're going to do to help leave a better imprint upon the Earth for the future generations to come down here. Um, your soul contracts also give you a clue as to what part of your divine life purpose is, as well as what challenges you will encounter to learn those lessons that you and God, divine source, whatever you want to call it, I call it God, um, signed when you were up there, whatever lessons you agreed to upon coming before coming down here. So with that said, I'm going to show you the decks I'll be using today and what they represent in the reading. I have the Crystal Mandala Oracle by Alana Fairchild, and this deck is going to be the topic, the enchilada, the topic of the contract, okay? Next, I have the Divine Energy Oracle deck by Sonia Choquette, and this is going to let us know what goals or aspects of the contract will be expressed in this life, okay? Essentially what you're here to learn. In the Angel Therapy deck by Miss Doreen Virtue, this is for how to achieve expression of the goals or aspects of the contract. My lovely Divine Revelations Tarot is for what scenarios will come up to execute those lessons and goals of your contract that you signed. And then finally, we have Aboriginal Dreams Totems. Aboriginal Dreaming Totems by Mel Brown. And sorry, I'm still trying to get the movement together here. Um, these are your power words, or either your, I don't want to say weakness, but words you basically need to work on in regards to in relation to your contract. Um, God also had me pull angel numbers and spirit animals as signs that you would see, from spirit or the divine. And the overall animal energy is giraffe. So I'm good. This is for the entire collective. I'm going to read that really quick before we get started. Giraffe. Keep your head up, have faith, and trust your gut regarding the situation you're dealing with at present. The second meaning of giraffe is you'll have to reach a bit, but you will achieve your goal. The third, keep your eye on the possibilities that are just on the horizon. The fourth one is it's better to not act too hastily in this situation. The fifth, spend some social time with friends and family. And the last possible meaning for you with giraffe is make it a point to be a better listener and to be clearer in your communication in both professional and personal relationships. So take one of those or however many you feel you resonate with and apply those to your everyday life. Also, there will be individual group numbers as far as angel numbers for group 1, group 2, and group 3, and also 3 spirit animal choices that you have. And then I will also be kind of going more in depth into the crystals that are connected to the crystal mandala cards, so that way you guys can understand what they do and how, and try to use those to apply it to your life in whatever way possible. And with that said, we're going to go ahead and get into the picking. Okay, so we're starting at 514. Okay, so we have lovely pile 1. Sorry. We have pile 2. And we have lovely pile 3. Give you guys a moment to all right, so I'm gonna go ahead at 6:01, and we're gonna get started with pile number 1. Bam. Okay, pile 1. So your contract that you signed before coming here, before birth, is rare success. So rare success to me, you know, there's so many different things that I'm picking up here already. Um, with rare success, some of you have lived past lives where all you've known is being impoverished and living in poverty and not having that stability that you know craved in those lifetimes. Well, in this lifetime you are basically going to beat the odds, which is why the word rare precedes success, why it says rare success, because this is something that you've strived for in each lifetime and you've been this close to it, but yet every time you get close to it, it evades you. You've either died before reaching your success, or seeing how successful you were, seeing the success of whatever you created or whatever business or idea you had came forward or came to pass. Some of you didn't get a chance to even get that far with it. Some of you just had the idea, and you tried your entire lifetime from the time that idea came to your mind to try and bring it to fruition in this world. It basically just went kaput in your face. So you spent your entire life striving and struggling, trying to make this one thing be successful, or these multiple things in those lifetimes be successful, and it didn't go forward. Some of you are breaking ancestral generational curses of being impoverished or not being successful in whatever aspect it may be. It may be in your personal development, it may be in your romantic relationships, it may be in your career, in your finances, whatever whatever it is for you, whatever those 3 things, or even if it's something that I didn't mention, whatever resonates with you, whatever it is that you feel like you've struggled with up until this point in your lifetime, it is because you are trying to break an ancestral tie to being impoverished, to having lack, being in a lack mindset, not feeling like you cannot attain what you want to achieve, basically. But this is what you are here to do. This is what you are here to bring to the earth. This is what you are here to correct in your own spiritual DNA encoding, is the poverty and the lack and the I can't have this, or I can't do this, or I can't be this mentality. Okay, you're here to heal that for future generations and your family bloodlines, and to basically um, just be successful, to enjoy the fruits of your labor from lifetimes past and from years in this lifetime. So now if you are, and this is especially true for anybody that is wanting to pursue a career, a new career, or to pursue whatever they feel their divine life purpose is, this is the time now to do it. This is the time to pursue it with all your heart, with all your mind, and with all your soul, and go for it, because you will be a rare success. Now, On to the goals or aspects that will be expressed as far as this contract goes in this lifetime. You have shine your light, you have go for your dreams, and you have face your shadow. So for some of you, this is a culmination of spiritual. Some of you, this is a culmination of, I'm going to express who I truly am in this lifetime. I didn't get a chance to express that in my previous lifetime, or, you know, 10 years ago, or for 20 years straight. I haven't been able to express that true side of myself for fear of being judged, for fear of being attacked. And go for your dreams. you know Go for your dreams. Once again, that career financial aspect, for some reason, that keeps really just ringing out to me with this particular group. Some of you are business owners, some of you are entrepreneurs, and some of you don't even realize this about yourselves yet. You have all these beautiful and amazing ideas to bring to the world, and yet you have no idea how you're going to bring it about. And in this case, it has nothing to do with your handiwork or you personally being completely involved in it. Some of it is you need to depend on the divine too to help you along the path. You need to ask your source, your higher power, to help you with whatever it is you're trying to achieve, whatever you're trying to make happen. And in that, your dreams will be successful in this lifetime because you are incorporating the divine, even the divine that is within you. You and the divine from above are connected, deeply connected. And as long as you are incorporating the guidance of that divine aspect, you will be a rare success once again. Some of you, to be a rare success, you have to face the ancestral stuff that hasn't been healed. You have to, you know, take down those abundance blocks, take down those things that have stopped you in the past, even in your past life. Some of you need to access your Akashic records. If you guys would like me to do an Akashic records meditation video, I'm all game for doing that, helping you guys with that. But also, with you can also find videos on YouTube with the Akashic Records meditations, guys. It's everywhere on YouTube. Facing your shadow, just basically that aspect that you never addressed in the other lifetimes. That was another blockage that stops you. So basically, your self-sabotaging aspect of yourself, the side that tells you, no, you can't do that. No, that's not a smart idea. No, that person doesn't love you. You can't be in a relationship with them because they don't care. Like it's one of those things where for a fact everything that this particular part of your voice is telling you is not true. But the reason why you have to confront it and face it is because those are limiting beliefs you have about yourself. It's not about the other person. It's not about the situation. It's not about the environment. It's about yourself. And you have to challenge that aspect of yourself. You have to look within. It's not a pretty experience or a fun experience, but it is very helpful and freeing emotionally, mentally, and spiritually once you face your shadow. Some of you have, with Shine Your Light, some of you, this goal being expressed in this lifetime, some of you in previous lifetimes had ideas that were radical, that did not exactly fit within the time frame that you were living in. And you could have been shunned for it, been made fun of, been called a fool, been called a liar, been called a plethora of negative things, okay? And it basically made you close off and not shine that light. But in this lifetime, you are called and meant to be full force and be open and fully express your divinity in this world and in this lifetime. So, on to how to achieve those expressions of how to achieve expression of the goals or aspects of the contract. So this is going with these right here. Okay, so first one we have solar plexus chakra. Solar plexus chakra says it is safe for you to be powerful and take charge of your life in positive ways. Going back to that in a second. The next one is fairies. Fairy says you have a strong bond with the fairies and your life purpose involves helping Mother Nature. Okay? Cancel, clear, delete. Says use only positive words and thoughts as they're rapidly manifesting into form. Ask the angels to cancel the effects of past negative thinking. Okay? The next one you have is base chakra. Says choose only positive thoughts to describe your home, career, and finances as your words determine your outcome. Okay, you have heal away addictions as the next one. It's time to let go of behaviors that are blocking you from your heart's desire. Ask Archangel Raphael to help you with this healing. And the last one you have is if you get nervous, focus on service. Put your entire intention on answering the question, how can I make the world a better place? And the law of attraction will automatically take care of your needs. Okay, so another aspect of what you're here to be a rare success in is healing. Some of you may come from a family of addicts, whether it be drugs. Drugs can take on the form of many things. Some people have eating addictions. Some people have gambling addictions. Some people have drug addictions. Opioids, benzos, heroin, different things. If not, anything can become a drug. Anything literally can become a drug. Now, don't get too crazy with it and be like, oh, well, if I drink water too much, is that an addiction? No, that is not an addiction. Okay, don't get ridiculous with it like that. But some of you are here to be a rare success in healing that part of your generation. Once again, going back to generational curses I was speaking about earlier. Some of you have a history of drug addiction. It could also be in past lives where you've been addicted to drugs. It can also be, a number of things. It could be sex that you were addicted to in a lifetime. It could be in this lifetime. And, this time around, you're not going to deal with those type of things anymore. You're not going to express that in this lifetime anymore. And if you have expressed that up until this point, up until seeing this reading, it is time for you to break that cycle. The next generation cannot have that same blockage. It is for you to come in and help. Come out, face your shadow. This is another aspect of facing your shadow, facing your addictions. And then some of you sit there and say, I can't stop doing it. I can't stop putting the needle in my arm. I can't stop getting that high, that rush, that feeling. Let me tell you something. When you begin to serve your fellow human, you begin to serve your fellow being or whatever, you basically are creating a space for you to release this in loving service to the divine, in loving service to divinely helping your human counterparts. We're all here, we're all a big family, we're all here to learn, we're all here to grow. And in being in service, there's something about being in service to another that fills a void. It creates a space of love for yourself, because when you are serving others, you're also serving yourself too. You're serving a mirror that is you. Some of you with, the addictions, you may be called to lead a, a group, or an NA group or something like that. You may be called to help people with their addictions by getting a degree in counseling, doing something that will basically help people come out of the same darkness, come out of the same shadow aspect of themselves that you were stuck in. With cancel, clear, delete, and also with service, being in service. When you think of a fairy, you think of this light, you think of the glitter, you think of, that's what I think of anyway. Whenever I think of fairies, I think of these beautiful, ethereal beings of light that exist in nature to help animals, to help, the earth heal and to continue to grow. I think of how light and happy the energy is. It's this peaceful energy. And some of you are seen like this by others. Some of you are seen as a beautiful, fairy with your energy, with this joyfulness and this peacefulness that you bring to their lives. And that's another aspect of service. Being joyful, being happy, bringing peace of mind to, your fellow man in a world filled with chaos and filled with defeat and destruction. You are a light. You are a light in that dark, in those dark times, in that darkness, in various people's lives. And it even said at the bottom of and another thing it said at the bottom of the fairies card, your life purpose involves helping Mother Nature. Some of you have a very strong connection with the earth. And I don't know if you can see this or not, but this is it looks like a tree or a piece of a tree branch. And also there's water right here. This also kind of reminds me of a hurricane to a certain extent, which is another aspect of a force of nature, Mother Nature. And some of you are environmentalists. Some of you are meant to bring awareness to things and advocate for, better treatment of the earth. Some of you are meant to, be like, hey, stop, meant to, help with ASPCA or PETA, or start your own rescue organization, nonprofit rescue organization, or, you may want to create a nonprofit that plants trees or something. Like, I know there are many of those that are out there, but you may have a different spin on it. And if that is something that you want to do with your life, you will be divinely guided and divinely blessed financially. So if some of you are in fear, because solar plexus chakra is all about self-esteem, confidence, how people perceive you, how people perceive your confidence and how you perceive your own. Okay? So, some of you may have a fear of not being qualified or good enough to start your own thing, or qualified or good enough to have, be of service to someone, or an organization or anything. Some of you feel like, I haven't even accomplished that myself. What do I look like trying to coach somebody or teach somebody something? Don't worry about those things. Stop letting your shadow sabotage you. Stop feeding yourself negative thinking. Cancel, clear, delete that. Let it go in one ear and out the other. Filter it. It's like Michael is almost like he's between the archway with the stars. It's like he's going like, see the bigger picture, look at the brightness within yourself. Like, that's what I kind of feel like he's doing. Like, well, see the light within yourself, see the light, basically. So that is, oh, sorry, we didn't go over base chakra. Sorry about that. Base chakra, ground yourself. Some of you have these beautiful ideas, these wonderful relationships around you that'll help you be a rare success, but you don't stay focused on things long enough to receive that. You know, and some of you with this negative thinking, you destroy your own success. You destroy your own, you create your own blocks. It goes right along with face your shadow. Solar plexus goes right along with following your dreams. Go for your dreams. Sorry, I'm like holding like 5 million different cards. Yeah, all of these are very interconnected, guys. um, just basically with your base chakra, man, like, don't think negative of yourself. Don't create your own abundance blocks by, number one, allowing other people to plant their negativity within you with their words and with their actions towards you. Don't allow the world to change your vision, to change what your contract is, okay? All right, so I'm gonna kind of clear this up a little bit, move these a little bit out to the side over here. Okay, next we have the Revelations Tarot that will indicate certain scenarios that'll come to help you execute those things, execute those goals or aspects of your contract. So we have Ten of Swords upright. Ten of Swords is about betrayal. It's about feeling overburdened, feeling overwhelmed with thoughts and emotions. With thoughts, and basically, people with this also. This is kind of like where your life has been up to this point. It's like you have been stabbed in the back numerous times where you've allowed different people to come in and basically they've destroyed you. They've destroyed your confidence. They've destroyed um, your peace of mind, and basically have tried to take from you all this time, okay? And what the divine is wanting you, what God is wanting you to see is that these things you've encountered, these betrayals you've encountered, are all a part of your lessons aspect of you healing any uncleansed DNA, anything that basically you're being burned, like the gold gets burned in a fire, like all the impurities get burned out of it. And you are being prepped, to be a success. Sometimes we have to go through things, that are not pleasant to be able to identify what we don't want and what does not serve us in the end, okay? And with that, another reason why you're experiencing this is because this is your shadow side trying to get healing, okay? This is your self-saboteur side trying to rectify everything that happened in your past life that you've carried along, baggage that no longer serves you, okay? So this is why it's so important to face your shadow. This is why it's so important to deal with and look at the negative aspects that happened to you in previous lifetimes or in this lifetime, so that way you won't keep getting these type of experiences. The next one is Page of Pentacles. So some of you, I'm getting two different things here. The first one is some of you are here to also experience Pile 1. You're here to be focused on your studies, whether it be going to school, whether it be focusing on creating contracts, reading contracts closely, like business aspects. Pentacles is usually like career, finances, materialistic things, okay? So take that as it resonates. But it doesn't just have to be about that if that's not what it is for you. So Page of Pentacles also, the second scenario I'm getting here that you guys are getting faced with, or you will be faced with, is people spectating. People trying to manage your money, trying to look and see like, how can I get her to break bread with me? How can I get her to give me a piece or a slice of the pie that's missing from my life? And with that, just it goes back to this betrayal, being betrayed, being watched from afar first, being observed, and then seeing what your weak spots are, seeing how they can infiltrate and snake their way into your life to take from you, to stop something before it begins. And some of that too is also people from your past lives that successfully blocked you from communicating whatever you needed to bring here in this world. And that's another thing. You will have people from your past that will, whether it be past life, whether it be from your past in this life, there will be people that will try and come in and go, hey, I want to help you with this business, with this career you have. I want to help your entrepreneurship. I want to be an investor for you. Be very mindful of people who make these beautiful golden offers, but also that's with, use your intuition basically, with who you bring into your circle, with who you keep out of your circle. um Four of Cups, some of you, once you get this, you will become, some of you are going to be in a place of discontentment because you feel like it's not enough. Some of you have already achieved a rare success, or feel like you have, and you feel discontent. And basically, what is being said here, because Four of Cups is all about discontentment. You see how she's throwing a fit and a temper tantrum because she has everything, but yet she's still not happy. She's still not satisfied. And some of you, your goal to be a rare success is to stop being ungrateful. Stop being ungrateful for the blessings that you have. Stop seeing everything as, oh, this is boring. I don't enjoy this. There's something to be grateful for every day. There's something to express your gratitude about every single day. A lot of times we get so focused on, oh, thank you for my car, thank you for my house. How about thank you that I have all of my limbs, that I have my eyesight, that I have my vision, that I'm in my right state of mind, you know? Some of us, we don't take into account, and this is nothing against anybody in the community that in the community that has disabilities. This is nothing against you guys. I love you guys all the same. But some people, and you guys, are my heroes. You guys remind me of how blessed I am every day to have my vision, to have my eyesight. And so please don't take that as a personal affront or anything like that, or me trying to be superior or create or anything like that. Okay, it's nothing. This is for the people that do not have gratitude for the simple things like that, having bodily functions that some people do not have, some people wish that they had. um, we get stuck on, I want this cup right here, I want that cup that person has down there. Stop. Some of the block with you achieving where you want to get to as well is that you're too busy looking at what somebody else has, what somebody else is content with. You think that if I add more, that it'll make me more happy, it'll make me more content. That's not how life works. It's not how being a successful person works. Constantly being unsatisfied with what you have. Any millionaire, any billionaire, trillionaire will tell you, hey, I'm grateful for everything that I have. They wake up with an attitude of gratitude. That is the number one key to being a rare success, is being grateful for where you are, honoring where you are, and accepting where you are at that time, and being grateful for it. Okay, the next one is judgment. Once again, this kind of speaks more so of the past life things I've been speaking about, how some of you are deeply affected by it. And judgment is usually a positive reassessment of the past, of things that have happened to you before. And basically, it's also, to me, in this sense, it's a call to, you know, judgment, to justice, to, everything that went wrong in previous lifetimes, everything that went wrong, in the past with you in this lifetime is being rectified. And it's being called, to the attention of the heavens and the divine. And basically, God doesn't sleep. Anything that somebody did to you in a past life, basically all that karma is being transmuted and it's being brought into a successful energy. It's going to allow you to be able to, all right, yeah, now I can breathe in this life. Like, oh, finally. I've been trying to achieve this for 5 years, for 10 years, for 500 years, for the last 500 lifetimes that I've been down here, basically. And now you guys finally get to enjoy that completed cycle, that completion, that completed cycle. Okay? Five of Swords. This goes into speaking about conflict and tension. So, of course, with any person that is successful, there's always going to be that person that's going to want to stab you in the back. Once again, goes back to the Ten of Swords with betrayal. But also, this is not allowing yourself to be deceived. Some of you are coming in this lifetime to kill off an aspect of yourself that no longer serves you. Some of you are here to basically kill off what does not bring you value anymore. And some of you may be shocked by, like, oh my gosh, did I seriously just get rid of that with myself? It took so long to get rid of that. Wow. It was that simple. Some of you are basically just gonna blow through barriers and just basically kill off things that blocked you in previous lifetimes, in your ancestral lines. They won't exist in the future bloodlines that you will have come through you. So be joyful in that. Be happy in that. For Wands, some of you will finally get your stability. There will be opportunities for stability to be given to you. And, Wands is more about action. So there will be actions that will be taken upon God or God or the divine or whatever you want to call it. Once again, I call it God. So don't take it personally if I say God. God is basically going to help you bring that stability about. But it's a two-way street. It's not just a one-way train. You can't just expect everything to be healed or be changed by just expecting God to just suddenly, oh, all right, great. No, God wants you to go within. He wants you to evaluate yourself. It's not one of those things where you get to just be like, oh, well, I'm just gonna let, spirit, I'm gonna let the divine do their work, whatever. I'm not gonna do anything. Now, in some cases, that is for some of you workaholics that are basically stretching yourselves thin to try and get things done. Yes, some of you, yes, have to have that stability and have that dependence on your divine source. But for the most part, this energy, for the majority of you, I feel like you're expecting everything to just be given to you or to just, come to you. And some of you, no, like you have to do your inner work in order for the outside to become stable, in order for your materials to become stable. You have to become stable within in order for you to become stable outside. Ace of Cups, some of you are here to break familial, friendship, soulmate, dysfunctional aspects of your relationships with people, to people, whether it be romantic, whether it be family, whether it be friendships. Some of you are here to um, basically heal the the one-sidedness that you've experienced in previous lifetimes. Okay, you see how the man is holding the cup for himself and the cup is running over, but he's at the base of it. Some of you have been feeding people directly from your cup, and you can't feed people directly from your cup. You have to let your divine source flow into you first, okay? And then whatever excess you have, good excess, of love or peace you have, you let it overflow, and people can drink from that, but you do not allow people to drink directly from your main source. You do not feed one-sided relationships anymore. Do not feed one-sided. Sorry guys, the music was kind of stopped. I was trying to see what was going on, if the video was still going. It is. um, so basically just, make sure to be a rare success. Make sure the relationships you have with people, whether it be business partnerships, whatever, you have to make sure that it's two-sided, that you're being given and you're receiving, that you're giving and you're also receiving back what you're giving. Do not allow it to be one-sided in this lifetime, because that is what you're here to correct. Knight of Swords, some of you are going to be cutting people like this out. Some of you are going to be cutting out things that don't serve your highest good. Some of you are going to be cutting out false dreams, false visions, things that you thought you wanted to do, but then you start listening to your heart and you start feeling inside of yourself emotionally that you do not feel okay with doing this anymore, like working for someone anymore, or working with a particular company where you don't feel comfortable with being with where you are, not being stagnant. You're going into movement now. You're swiftly cutting things. You're swiftly doing things. You think of air. Air is very flows and it's very swift. So cut, ride out on your horse and cut and burn whatever you feel needs to be cut and burned. Two of Wands, partnerships. Some of this could be business partnerships. Some of this could be relational. I feel that with the Two of Wands, that light that's going to be emblazoned, that's going to start showing forth, it's basically what this is speaking about. You are going to take your wands, you're going to take your inner magic, your inner light, and you're going to bring it. You're going to serve it to people in your past in a way that they're not going to be prepared for. It's going to be too much. It's going to be too much for them to handle. The same people that was sitting here spectating are the same people that you're going to be taking down. Look at the colors. Look at how the colors are kind of going together. That same person wearing purple background, they're basically getting, you're basically choking them with your light. You're choking them out, basically telling them like, no, I don't receive this anymore. You're not going to do this to me anymore. That's not how this is going to work anymore. So get excited. Get excited about the rare success you're going to become. King of Cups, some of you are going to master your emotions. You're going to be a rare success in mastering your emotions. Some of you have anger. Some of you have issues with depression and anxiety that has affected your life to the point to where you feel like you can't achieve your dreams, you can't achieve your goals that you're wanting to express in this life. And basically, you are so close. This is your lifetime where you will master your emotions. You will master that well-being, that state of mind, that self-love. This also speaks to me as self-love as well, because King of Cups masters, they're the master of their emotions. Nobody can touch them. No, nothing can piss them off. Nothing can make them sad or deeply depressed or upset. Nothing can be taken from them because they will not let somebody come up, push them off their throne and take their place. You are in control in this life. You have the divine guidance within you to be this master of your emotions. Be the master of your emotions in this life. Have the scenarios where allow those scenarios and float the scenarios where people will try to knock you off, but don't allow them to see you cry. Don't allow them to take you down because they can't, because you are a king of cups. You are the master of your emotions. Nine of cups, wish fulfillment. Simply put, I mean, I don't really know what else to say as far as scenarios being brought to you as far as that. You know, some of you may be getting married in this lifetime. Some of you may be getting married finally after years of horrible emotional relationships, of, different pains. Sorry, cannot speak today. Some of you will be so far into your healing of familial and ancestral ties to the point to where you're going to basically get your wish of having that family, of having that spouse, or having that partnership that's going to make you happy in this life. And some of you are breaking generational curses with where divorce has been a big thing. Some of you are going to be breaking that, be a real success in your marriages, in your relationships. Some of you are going to go the distance, go further than some of your parents went, So be excited. Be very excited about your contract and the things that are going to come to help you fulfill it. So last, we have your power words. And group power one, I think you were the only one that had nothing but positive words. Okay, so be happy with that. You have joy. Joy says, lighten up, find that hidden inner child, and have a play date. Laugh, be silly, dance, and sing. It's time to have fun again. Enjoy your life. Enjoy your life because you're going to be successful. Another key to being successful in life is to have joy in your heart, even for the smallest things. For seeing the beautiful sunlight outside, for being able to experience, the snow. I say that because I looked outside. It's sunny outside, but it's snowing at the same time. Welcome to Colorado. Um, the next thing that we have is faith. Loving and then letting go is not only one of the most challenging things we can do, it's also the bravest. Take big, deep breaths and know that this is right. Then right after that, we have trust. Trust says, don't trust what you are being told. There is more to the situation. The answers lie within the fine details which are not being shared with you. So basically, trusting your intuition. Trusting what you feel and know to be true about each situation in your life. And then also trusting that the negative that you feed yourself is not helpful. It's not serving you. Okay? Basically, not taking everything you hear as truth, especially when it's something in a negative context, okay? And back to joy, joy is a very strong positive emotion on the law of attraction scale, okay, the manifestation scale. When you are joyful and you are showing gratitude for everything that you already have, everything that you desire to have, everything that you are wanting to actively manifest will come to you without a lot of effort at all. You will suddenly find yourself in a pattern of, oh, wow, that's a nice car. Then 5 months later, you're driving the car that you're like, oh, that's a nice car. So have faith in yourself. Have faith in yourself in this life, group one. Have faith in yourself in this life. Have faith in your divine source. Have faith that you are going to be successful. Know and believe that you're going to be successful, okay? So, as far as angel numbers for you, pile one, group one, I have 7. And I'll be reading from Angel Numbers 101 by Doreen Virtue. So, number 7, it says, "You're on the right path, and the outcome will exceed your expectations." Rare success. The number 7 is a sign that divine magic is supporting you and opening doors of opportunity. You are meant for success in this life, basically. So some of you may see the number 7 within 3-digit numbers like 657, 717, 777. Some of you may just see 7 by itself. Some of you may see 77 or something like that. 6477 or something like that. So you may see 7 in a combination of other numbers, but know that the number 7 is basically God like, hey, remember your contract. Remember what you're here to do. Remember I got your back. We're going to make this happen for you in this lifetime. And the animals I got for you guys are goose, lark, and bear. So all 3 may apply to some of you. 1 may apply to you, 2 out of 3 may apply to you. Whatever resonates is whatever resonates for you. Goose. This is a time of good fortune. So be receptive to and appreciative of all the good things that come to you. Call on your ancestors for their guidance and protection. And once you do so, you'll notice a significant increase in your spiritual awareness. Then the second one says, reread some of your favorite fairy tales and legends and see what new meanings you can get from them now as an adult. Basically, indulging in that joy side of yourself, indulging in your inner child, dealing with your inner child. It says, write creative and imaginative stories, either about actual experiences you've had or those that are made up. Even though it may not always appear to be so, you're very well protected. And you are. More specifically, the Canada goose, which is the goose that has the black and the gray and the brown feathers with the white, okay? Lose your inhibitions and sing or chant as loudly as you can. What did Joy say? Yep, Joy, it says, find that hidden inner child and have a play date. Laugh, be silly, dance, and sing. It's time to have fun again. So whenever you see a goose, that's basically like your cue to be like, hey, time to have fun. Time to indulge, in what it is you want to do to have fun, to loosen up. Listen closely. Canada Goose also says, listen closely for any omens that show up as sounds or conversations you hear. So pay attention to what you hear, whether it be a song that speaks to you, whether it be a conversation you hear in passing by someone in a restaurant or sitting next to another table at a restaurant. So just be very mindful for the next few days to 3 weeks, group pile one. Some of you are going to be receiving guidance via like external conversations or sound that you hear. Snow goose. It says, you're about to travel to a familiar place, one you haven't been to for a while, but this time you'll view it with fresh eyes. Let go of whatever you've kept that is no longer purposeful. Once again, you guys are going to be burning stuff off, cutting stuff off you that no longer serve you in this lifetime, okay? So a snow goose is basically this goose right here. This one, the all white goose, okay, with the orange bill. So that was goose. Now let's go to lark. Lark says you're entering a cycle where you'll be completely happy and free of worry. Once of you guys getting that 9 of Cups energy, that wish fulfillment, that finally being able to breathe and enjoying your life as it is and where it's going. Rather than looking to others, go inside to find the answers you're seeking. Trust. Trust. The answers lie within, the finer details which are not being shared with you. Trust. Know that you have the answers within because you are connected to the divine, because you are a piece of the divine being reflected in this earth realm, okay? Whatever you're doing, try singing softly or whistling as you do. The words you use and how you use them will take on immense power. Your words, faith, trust, joy. The words you use and how you use them will take on immense power. So be aware of whether you're speaking lovingly or harshly, as your words will have greater impact either way. Once again, going back to the cancel, clear, delete card, the base chakra card, the solar plexus card. Find your own power song by sitting in nature and ask your helping spirit to give you a song. Then let the melody and the words come to you as you sing them. Sorry, it was really loud. So basically, let the words come to you as you sing them. So this goes back to basically the whole thing with the fairies. Having that light, happy energy, being joyful. You know, some of you will heal by singing your power song. Some of you will heal by connecting with your ancestors and chanting and singing with them. The next one is bear. So bear says set clear boundaries and don't compromise, even if pressured. Not letting the people from the past come back and be like, oh, let me snake my way into your life. Let me see what I can take from you, what I can steal from you. Ask for what you want, whether or not you feel you'll get it. Get going on that creative project you have in mind, entrepreneurs, artists, dreamers. Take some time out from your usual routines and spend time in solitude. You may be in need of physical or emotional healing. Once again, going back to face your shadow, dealing with the negative things, the things that you don't want to look at, that the light reflects on sometimes. Okay? The last thing for you, group one, I know that was a very long reading. Sorry. Not sorry. Whenever God has things to express or say, I express it. So, stromatolite was the stone that was for rare success, group one. It says the affirmation that I got from reading the information about stromatolite. The affirmation I came up with was, I transmute what no longer serves me and I rise out of the ashes like a phoenix. Something you can tell yourself every day in the mirror if you feel so inclined to. Stromatolite in an emotional aspect. It helps with transformational healing on an emotional level. So any negative stuff that your shadow side shows to you, your shadow expresses to you, transmute that from your heart chakra, okay? Mentally, stromatolite helps with teaching your purpose of life on earth and your part in it. Correcting things, correcting your thinking, correcting the ancestral line, their ways of thinking, how they used to think, how you thought in past lives. Shedding the fear of failure, shedding the poverty mindset, okay? And on a spiritual level, group one, you have meditation. It's Stromatolite is a great meditation aid, and it assists with past life recall. So that also kind of links back into your shadow self, exploring what is stuck there that's keeping you from being successful in this lifetime. Okay. So I hope that helped you, group one. I'm going to now move on to group 2, and we're starting group 2 at 59 minutes and 45 seconds. Sorry, I just like to keep tabs because last time I had to replay the video in order to get it. Okay. I didn't do that one. Okay. All right, my lovely pile 2. What soul contract, important soul contract, did you sign before birth? We have spiritual connection. And that is Ascended Master Saint Germain, and your gemstone is amethyst. Okay. Your goals or lessons that will be expressed in this life are have faith, very similar to group 1, interesting. Trust the divine plan. Speak up. Go with the flow. And rejuvenate. So, for some of you, going with the flow, because that was the first thing my card, my eyes went to. Some of you have lived in lifetimes where you were a control freak, okay? You wanted to have control of everything. You may have been in leadership where you're kind of toxic with your leadership abilities. And some of you have even pushed other people, in those lifetimes, and have created victims that basically were victims of your tyranny. So in this lifetime, you are meant to basically deconstruct those aspects of yourself, like letting go of control, not needing to be in control of every situation, trusting the divine plan, letting things come as they will, and just be like, you know what, I'm not going to fight this. I'm going to let things be as it will. I'm going to let the world do its thing. I'm going to learn my lessons, and I'm not going to fight this. I'm going to move forward. I'm going to have faith and move forward with my life. Some of you were prophets in previous lifetimes. Some of you were prophets. Some of you were spiritual leaders that were called to speak up, but because of the way you've seen some of your fellow peers being attacked and being bruised, you were afraid to open your mouth and say anything. And you left out of some of those lifetimes without speaking the truth that the divine called you to speak. Okay? Some of you allowed people to put them under your thumb, put you under their thumb. Sorry, once again, can't speak today. They basically shut you up. They shut you up from speaking your truth by physically torturing you, by committing violence against you. And in that, you basically gave up. Ooh, excuse me, I'm losing my voice. See, there we go. I apologize for that, guys. See, my throat chakra started getting my throat chakra started getting affected by everything that I was saying. Further confirming that you guys were shut up. You weren't allowed to speak up. You weren't supposed to speak. Some of you may have been women that excuse me. Some of you were women that were radical. And let me tell you something about gender. Some of you men feeling like you can't speak up, you can't say anything, it's a result of your past life as a female, okay? So your soul doesn't have a male or female like connotation. It doesn't really pay attention to what body it goes into, okay? It's whatever you signed in your contract, in your previous contracts. But in this particular one, you're called to speak up for your spiritual truth, whatever that may be, or for the spiritual truths of others who don't have a voice, who cannot speak. Um, Once again, going back to you workaholics, going back to you that felt downtrodden in previous lifetimes, that have felt downtrodden in this lifetime, the divine is wanting to give you its love and its peacefulness and that rejuvenating, healing self-love, okay? It wants to revive you. It wants to give you that all right, like I can face this challenge now because I have the divine on my side. I have my spiritual deity watching over me and protecting me. I have what I need within. I have my spiritual connection that keeps me going, that keeps my energy flowing. Once again, go with the flow. Rejuvenate, go with the flow. Part of your rejuvenation is going with the flow and trusting in the divine plan, trusting that everything that is happening to you in this life, is happening for a reason. Some of the negative things you guys have been experiencing in this life is because you need to speak up. You're being poked and prodded until you're just like, God dang it! Like, stop doing this to me. Stop treating me like this. No. Stop treating other people like this. So you're also here to help marginalized groups bring awareness to the injustices being done to them. You know, for example, Black Lives Matter, All Lives Matter, the refugees, you know, that are being denied entrance into America, just different things. Whatever strikes you, you know, emotionally or mentally or spiritually, that you feel is not right, you are called to speak up on it. And trust in the divine plan that you know this is the right direction that you're supposed to go in, the right thing that you're supposed to be doing, okay? So, how to achieve expression of the goals of spiritual connection. Number one, some of you need to realize you are a powerful light worker, okay? It says, it is safe for you to be powerful. Your spiritual power brings great blessings and loving service to the divine. Okay, so you, like I said, in a previous lifetime, you had this light shining within you. Some of you were brave enough to speak up and speak your spiritual truth, but yet you were basically antagonized and beaten, killed. Some of you have been emotionally and mentally beaten and stabbed through over and over again. And the thing with the past life issue, this is what it's resonating with. Some of you were nuns, some of you were monks, some of you were, like I said, prophets. Some of you were leaders of different sorts. Some of you were kings that committed horrible acts, okay? So the past life issue, the reason why you don't feel spiritually connected to your divine source, to the divine, is because it says the situation has a basis in one of your previous lifetimes. Ask your angels to help you remember, release, learn, and heal from your past experiences. So some of the stuff you're going through in this lifetime is a result of karmic things that you did in a previous lifetime where you hurt those groups of people. You hurt, spiritual leaders. Some of you also were shamans. Some of you were shamans. Some of you were healers. You guys were unorthodox. You didn't fit in the particular general societal normal forms of spirituality that was accepted in your particular lifetime. Okay, some of you were very taboo and very different. Okay, God box. Write any worries, concerns, or desires on a piece of paper that you put into a special container called a God box as a way of letting go and allowing the divine to help you. So this just goes back to trusting in the divine plan and having faith. This goes back to that. Not fighting against what is happening in this lifetime, in the sense of, you getting into your awareness of who you are. Okay, whatever hardships you're experiencing, let that flow through, but be like water. Don't be like, oh my gosh, I gotta fix this for myself. No, you let the divine take care of it. You let God, you let spirit, you let source, whatever you want to call your deity, deal with that. You don't have to fight everything. Clear yourself. Ask the angels to release any toxic energies that you may have absorbed. So in this, some of you, once again, have past life issues that you have not completely healed, that you have not taken care of in other lifetimes, either because you didn't get a chance to, because of death, or because you just couldn't, the light just never came on to where you realized you needed to change those things. Okay, angels, they love to help. They always love to help. They love to protect. They love to do their thing and help and be of service to people. So basically, just look within yourself. Look within yourself and unmask. Use the light to unmask and shine the light on things that you don't find pleasant within yourself. Some of it is fear. We have vacuum away fear here. It says, call upon Archangels Michael and Raphael to lift fear-based energy from you, your surroundings, this situation, and everyone involved. Some of you are going through things that you're afraid to challenge because you don't know how you're going to look to your family. You don't know how you're going to look to people at your job. You don't know how you're going to look to, you don't know how your surroundings are going to change. You don't know if you expressing your truth is going to create a hostile environment or surrounding, whether it be work, whether it be at home, whether it be, in a church. If you feel like you have those issues going on, just ask the angels to help you clear that. Ask God to help you clear that. Put it in your God box. Put it in your spirit box, whatever you want to call it. Just cast those cares onto the divine. Give that to the divine to transmute those toxic, negative, fear-based energies into love and into peacefulness and into forgiveness. Some of you are being called to release. One of the ways you can achieve the expression of your spiritual connection is releasing. It says, work with Archangel Michael to let go of what no longer serves you or your purpose. What no longer serves your spiritual connection. Whatever is blocking your spiritual connection. When you hear the word release, the first thing that comes to mind is usually the main thing that is blocking your spiritual connection to your source. So whatever it is, release that. Transmute it. Give it to the angels. Cut cords from it. It's not helping you fulfill your contract here. It's not helping you bring what you need to bring to this earth to help it heal. You have third eye chakra. It says it is safe for you to see the energy of love in all its forms, such as angels, auras, and visions. One thing that I know, when you are super connected to the divine, for me, when I'm very connected with God, especially in meditation or in prayer, visions begin to come to me. I begin to see things. I begin to experience things on a completely different, not so 3D, 3-dimensional way. Um, Sometimes I can see flashes of light, and it's just this beautiful feeling of knowing that you are connected to the source that created you, to the source that gave you life, to the deity or being that you feel is covering you and protecting you. And just be some of you, you may have your pineal gland blocked. There are ways you can unblock that. Right off the bat, one of the things you could use is an amethyst stone. You put the amethyst stone on your pineal gland. You ask God to open that. You ask Him to basically heal whatever is blocking that. And if, He can, reveal that to you. Reveal it to you through dreams, through meditation. Ask. It's as simple as asking, guys. It's the same thing what God Box is also speaking about. Ask, and you shall receive. Whatever you're looking for, the answer is there. So, scenarios you guys will come into contact with as far as spiritual connection being enhanced or being fulfilled, that aspect of your contract being fulfilled. Some of you will have people observing on one end, waiting to strike with gossip, waiting to say negative things behind your back, construe you in a negative light. She believes in God and she's a voodoo priestess. What? That doesn't work. She's foolish. She's ridiculous. She's an apostate. She's a heretic. She doesn't have, like, I've had the experience. I've had the experience where people have belittled me because I say I'm a Christian, but I'm also a shaman. They're like, those two things don't go together. Well, let me tell you something. When you are connected with your source, and like I said, for me, it's God. I've said that like 5 million times throughout this video. I know. Bear with me. Believe it or not, God actually called me into shamanism. It was one of those things where you're like, what? That is so unorthodox. Even I was making fun of that idea, okay? Just the same way, in Genesis, Sarah laughed whenever she heard the angel say that she was going to give birth at age 99. And guess what? She gave birth at age 99. So, the divine is very unorthodox in how He chooses for us to express ourselves. Well, not He, sorry. And how it chooses for us to express ourselves. I said He because I was referring to my God. And, we have to honor we have to honor, our deities and ourselves in that sense, and not putting away or putting down what we've been spiritually gifted with, or our spiritual connections that we have to whatever it may be. For some of you, you may be connected to all religions. You may like, learning about all religions and taking all of that and applying it in every which way. Some of you may just be fine and satisfied with dealing with one religion, or some of you may not want to deal with any of them at all. That is your spiritual connection. That is your divine code being expressed in this world, okay? Knight of Cups. Some of you are in a place of, and if you, oh wow, it looks like this guy is holding the Holy Grail almost. Look at it. So some of you in this life are spiritually dissatisfied. Some of you turned away from your divine source because you felt like you were betrayed. You felt like you were not looked after very well. You felt like you weren't cared about. But in reality, you are. You just have to choose to pick up that cup again and drink from it and reconnect and open to it again. So some of you are experiencing a spiritual reawakening where you're coming out of this, no, I don't care. I don't want to learn this. And you're coming into, wow, now I see the other aspect of it. Now I see a different perspective of it. And you're not as closed-minded and closed off to exploring your spirituality, whatever that may be for you. Some of you will experience scenarios where your spiritual connection will bless you with different forms of prosperity. Okay, because the Six of Pentacles is all about prosperity. You see how happy this man is with his money? But it's not just about money, in this sense, because we're talking about a spiritual connection here. It's basically divine saying, I have your back in everything. I have this connection on lock. You got this spiritual connection on lock. You have the most open door. You have a lot of open opportunities to different forms of prosperity, whether it be love, whether it be finances, whether it be career, whether it be your own personal development, whether it be just being successful in ways because of your spiritual connection that you have, okay? Because you depend on that spiritual connection. And these are just your blessings coming down because of you adhering to your spiritual connection and feeding it and partaking in it in a positive way. Some of you are spiritual leaders in this lifetime. So whereas you were following in previous lifetimes, you were following other spiritual leaders, whereas you were scared to express your spiritual leadership or your truth. Hierophant's like, hey, it's time. It's time to express your spiritual leadership, to put aside your shadows that block you from being the spiritual leader. I don't know if you can see the thing in the back, but you're basically going to be the defender, spiritual defender of people that are being tormented by darker entities, that are being tormented by demons, that are being tormented by spirits that do not belong in this world. King of Swords, you're basically going to have a clarity like never before in this lifetime. You're going to receive a spiritual awakening like never before in this lifetime. You're going to be you're not going to be this person that's going to be like, I have all this spiritual knowledge and I'm not sharing it. I'm just going to look at my own sword. And you're going to be sharing it with others. Equally balanced. Anybody that needs help, you're going to bring that to them. Okay? Some of you are meant to break out of spiritual chains. Some of you are meant to explore other religious beliefs. Some of you are meant to experience other schools of thought, other ways of believing and seeing the world, okay? But there's this person, could be a past life energy that's blocking you from fully experiencing that freedom, because the Queen of Wands, when it's reversed in this way, as you can clearly see, it's someone just basically from a previous lifetime or that's currently in your life that's like, no, I don't think you should explore Reiki because it's evil. I don't think you should explore reading tarot because that's not, godlike, or that's not, spiritually based, or whatever the case may be. So, and this person is kind of reveling in that. And this isn't for everybody. This is for a certain percentage of you as far as like this particular person. being controlling, trying to control your spirituality of like what you believe and what you think and what deity you're going to serve or what you're going to believe in. And you basically have to choose to break that chain for yourself. Yeah. You have to choose to walk away and walk away far enough to where the chains break on their own. To where you're no longer feeding this person's ego by them tormenting you and attacking you. Fully awakening. The cycle is changing, guys. The spiritual connection you're meant to have, this aspect of the contract, the scenario you'll experience, you guys are going to experience higher levels of fortune, okay? And this kind of goes back to the Six of Pentacles. You're going to experience that high level of fortune, Wheel of Fortune, simply because you are honoring your spiritual connection, your spiritual commitment in this lifetime. You will find your soul family, the positive pieces of your soul family, the ones you once connected with before that gave you strength. They're coming back in this lifetime and you will find them again if you have not yet found them. And if you already have, you have part of your team already. You guys will have plenty of reasons to celebrate. An Ace of Fire, man. The beginning of new action, of new beginnings, new fire purging and burning into a new beginning. Accepting your power under the shadow of your divine, the divinity within you, wielding that power to bring positive light, to bring a positive force to this world, because you are connected to your spiritual connection. And these are your power words, okay? You have preservation. Reevaluate this battle you are engaged in. A hasty retreat may be in order. Self-preservation may be the only thing salvageable. Hold on just 1 second, guys.